Hola, y'all. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. My name is Elle, and this is my perspective. So today, y'all, guess what happened? My auto conversion in my Wise app sent me a notification. It was like, girl, we finally reached 17.1 for the exchange rate. So I got some pesos automatically downloaded because I got my notification slash alert. I jumped into the app and I was like, let me see, what are we trending right now? Are we going up or down? So I wanted to see what was going on, if I needed to, go ahead and buy more or do what, or just yeah. But I have another conversion set up to convert more as the peso goes up. So right now I'm good with the amount of pesos that I have in my little app. So okay, let's get on to what we talking about. Okay, the bus, y'all, the auto bus. So to get your ticket, you should see a picture now. Ta-da! Okay, so when you get your ticket, I really want to make sure that we are being mindful. I know I've done a auto um, video before on getting your auto bus ticket, right? Your boleta. Um, we want a boleta. That we've gone through this process, but I want to do a little update, and I also want to show my picture of my ticket and so forth and so on. Okay, so starting off, we're not really worried about Riviera, right? But we are worried about these other things that are highlighted, right? Highlighted, circled, and so forth and so on. So this is our seat number. When you go through the process to get your bus ticket, you will need your ID. You will need to know what day you want to get to. For this example, we're going to the airport. So you'll want to know what day you want to be at the airport, which is usually going to be the dates you fly out, or it could be the night before. You want to know where the bus goes, where you can be picked up from, and all that jazzmatazz, right? So let's go through the bus ticket thingy and maybe things will be a little bit more clear for you. We don't care what bus number, right? We care what seat number. When you get on the bus, you're going to have to sit in the seat that you picked. Excuse me, don't be changing your mind on the day that you get on the bus and be like, ooh, I don't want to sit by her. So I'm gonna sit someplace else. No, you gotta sit where you gotta sit. Okay. So bus, your seat number is seat number. For me, I picked seat number 20 this time. Now, my origin is Alta Brisa. What your origin says is where you need to be when it is time for you to be at the bus, right? So here is October 19th, which is a Thursday at 6:45. I need to be at the Alta Brisa location. So always pay attention to your origin, right? The thing that I like about going in person, not doing it on an app, is that when I go in person, my person is always just like, be here. The bus leaves from here. And I'm like, okay, because here in Merida, if you did not know, we have the Alta Brisa location, but we also have one that's located in Central, like the historical Central, right? And so there's two spaces and places of where you can be picked up. And so he and she, because I've been to get my bus ticket several times, they're trying to make sure that when it's time for me to get on the bus on the 19th of October, that I don't go to the location that is in Central, right? They want to make sure that I know that I need to show up at the Alta Brisa location. And here's another thing. I'm not sure if Central would take me, but here's something very important. If I were to show up knowing that there is a location in Central, maybe I decided and I changed my mind and Central is more convenient for me. 6:45 is not going to work. I've already missed the bus because I can tell you the Central location, if this says 6:45, then that means that it left Central at 6:15. If this says 6:30, that means it left Central at 6 o'clock, right? So if I were to show up using this ticket, but go to the Central location at 6:45, I've missed the bus by a whole 30 minutes, right? And even at Alta Brisa, I'm at the origin location. If I show up at 6:46, I've missed the bus. These people ain't playing with you. You have yourself there before this time, okay? You want to be there before this time. And I kid you not, Uber, they do not play. Uber, when they busy, they busy. I understand you need to be there at 6:45 and it's 6:10 and you called for your Uber, but if that thing is just like we running behind and you're gonna be there at 6:50, you might look for another form of transportation to get there. Otherwise, you're going to miss your bus because they're not gonna wait for you, not even a minute. Okay. So let's get on back. Let's get on back. So again, origin, you want to make sure because there are several cities that have more than one pickup location for the auto, right? And so you want to be at the right location. If you are, again, I don't know what it looks like to buy a ticket online, but just make sure that this, whatever this origin says, that that is where you are at, right? Um, and just be completely aware that there are cities that have more than one auto location. I believe even in Caucel, Caucel, they have an auto, right? Didn't know that, did you? Okay, but yeah, they have an auto bus stop. So you want to make sure that you are picking the right location. Don't just show up to one or hope that you have the right one. Make sure. And so I will always say Alta Brisa, always Alta Brisa. When I'm in Cancun, I don't just say that I want to go to Merida. I say that I want to go to Alta Brisa, Merida. And then I also look at my ticket as well to make sure that I see Alta Brisa on there somewhere. If they don't say it and I ask, it could be one of those situations where it's going to go to Merida and you just got to get your butt off at Alta Brisa. When you are coming from Cancun to Merida, the first stop will usually be from the Cancun aeropuerto to Merida. The first stop is Alta Brisa. And so that is when you get off the bus. And the second stop, which would be the last stop, is in Centro, right? So and it has happened, I've seen people not really realize that that stop was Alta Brisa because everything is in Spanish. And if you don't know where you're going, this is your first time coming, you may not know that that first stop is Alta Brisa. So if you stay sitting down instead of asking someone or asking the driver, dude going he just gonna keep on going. After we've gotten off and gotten our luggage, he's gonna go on to the next stop, which is gonna be Centro. And if you need to get off at Alta Brisa, you now need to find you a ride from Centro to wherever you're trying to go. So okay, so let's move on. This is date, right? So my date is October 19th, 2023, which is Jueves, which is a Thursday. So what I do, again, because sometimes my Spanish doesn't Spanish, like I can tell somebody doscientos, right? To me, doscientos sounds like 200, but it doesn't sound like 200 to a lot of people. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, is my Spanish raggedy? So instead of me saying numbers all the time, especially when it comes to a ticket, I will point because they have a calendar. If they don't have a calendar, which they've always had a calendar, but if they don't have a calendar, I have no problem pulling out my phone and showing them the date on my phone, right? So I'll show them that date. I will also say, because I'm just going in maybe 4 to 5 days before I actually need to leave. So those 4 to 5 days before I need to leave, it's going to be that same week, right? It's going to be something where if I say that day, then you know that day. So I'll be like, Jueves, sí, Jueves. And so then they'll say the 19th, and I'll be like, sí, and we'll just do it that way. But I'm going to point first to a calendar, to some numbers, to the proper numbers, and then I'm gonna say the day of the week because I know my days of the week. So Jueves. So that'll be that. The next thing that they will want to know is, are you wanting to leave at in the morning time or at night? Like there's two routes from Merida to Cancun Aeropuerto. So I always take the morning, which is 6:45. Do not get nervous about mañana, right? Because again, I'm coming in days before. So mañana, yes, mañana can mean tomorrow, but mañana can also mean later. Okay, it can also mean like never. It's never gonna happen, right? Leave me alone. Mañana. No, but for real, it just means later. Later, not tomorrow, but later. Um, so 6:45. They have the other time, I believe it's like 9 or something at night. Um, it's at nighttime sometime, but I usually leave in the afternoon. So let's say that this is the 19th. My flight was probably going to be anywhere between 2 and 6 p.m. So to leave in the morning to get there, hang out is my thing. If I let's say that I get here on the ninth or whatever day that I got to get my ticket and they had no more spots available. Y'all, that happened one time. It didn't happen like that, but when I got there, I got the last ticket. So in that instance, if it would have already been sold out or completely booked, then I would have had to do a night ride the day before my actual plane was taking off. Yeah, I'd have been sitting up in there sleeping in the darn airport because I have heard that to go from Cancun to the Cancun aeropuerto is a mess, right? And it also depends. I'm not sure if they finished their construction, but they had some construction going on. Oh my goodness. So I'm looking over here because my picture's over here, but I realize now I better stop doing it. But but yeah, so when the construction was going on in Cancun, I would get messages from Southwest that will say something like, hey, due to construction, you need to leave 4 hours before your flight to get to the airport on time. And so, you can't, I don't want to play those games. So I definitely don't ever try to go to Cancun, spend a night, and then go to Cancun Aeropuerto. If push came to shove, I would probably go from Merida to Playa and then from Playa to Cancun on the day that I needed to. If, to me, there's always workarounds. There's always options. And if you keep in your head that there's always options, you won't get it. Okay, so now we have our origin. So this is where we're going to be when the bus takes off. We have our date, we have our time. Now this is our route. So, excuse me, not all the time do you have a direct route to the airport. Yes, but I'm saying in general, you don't always have a direct route. You can pay to have a direct route, or you can pay to have a scenic route. For example, when I went from Playa del Carmen to Merida, I did not do a direct route. We stopped in like 3, 4 cities, right, before we came to Merida because I wanted to see what else was out there. And it was some cool places that we stopped. And then a little snack man came on and was like, you want some snacks? And I was like, I don't know what you're saying because I was brand new. Okay, so anyway, this goes from Alta Brisa, which again, here, Alta Brisa. This is one from Alta Brisa to Aeropuerto Cancun, and it's going to stop at Terminal 4 first. Terminal 4, so let's back up. When you get your ticket in Alta Brisa, the Alta Brisa location, they have a bulletin board, like a board that will have all of the airlines and which terminals. So it'll say T4, which is Terminal 4, and then it'll have all the airlines that come out of or come out that arrive and depart, right? So for me, when I know that I'm going to the aeropuerto, I'm departing. So I want to see where Southwest, because y'all know I'm flying Southwest. I want to see where Southwest is departing from. And it's T4, right? So the very first time I got my ticket from Alta Brisa to go to Cancun Aeropuerto, I had let them know that I'm trying to go to Terminal 4, Terminal 4, Terminal 4. But yeah, so it's going to stop at T4 first, then Terminal 2, then Terminal 3, right? So it's just letting you know the order of which things are going to happen. I always get off at the very first stop, so I can't tell you how those other stops go. So this is your route. Now here, your destination. This is destination. I'm going to Aeropuerto Cancun, and T is of course terminal. Sometimes right here, it won't have all of this information. It may just say Aeropuerto Cancun T4, right? Maybe they don't have space to put it all out there or whatever is going on, or Aeropuerto Cancun, just something to let you know that you're going to the Cancun airport. You want to make sure that your destination is in Cancun Aeropuerto, right? Because if it says Cancun Histórico or Cancun Centro or something like that, you're going to have to find a ride to get to the airport, right? And we don't want to do that because we're paying for this bus ticket because we want this bus ticket to get us from point A to point B, not from point A to point A and a half. Now I got to get myself to point B, like, right? So there you go. Let's scroll down a little bit more. My price, this is not your price, guys. This is the price of the ticket, but I have rarely paid this price. They usually add about 20 pesos, and I believe it may be like for a tip or for a convenience fee or something like that, I don't mind. Again, it's 20 pesos. I'd rather deal with someone face to face than be on an app and an app make an oopsie or double charge me or do something, some kind of glitch. Like I don't want to play those games. So I'm fine with going in person. And that way, if I have any questions, if I need to clarify anything, I have a person in front of me that knows everything. This right here, this is not tip. This is it could be tip, it could be type, it could be whatever, but I'm going to say that it's saying that I'm paying the whole because entero is full. So whole or full. So I pay the full amount, right? So nombre, they will usually ask for identification so that you can get your name on your ticket. Efectivo is how I pay. I am not sure that the auto takes tarjeta, which is card. So I've always paid in efectivo. I've not once pulled out my tarjeta to even try to entertain that idea. But again, if your preferred method is to pay by card, you can try to pay by card. And if they tell you no, solo efectivo, then that means no, only cash. So you need to have that cash. Again, I've also said and mentioned before that I always, for transactions like these, always make sure that you have it in both efectivo and tarjeta, because the last thing that you would want to do is to get out of line and go find some efectivo somewhere, right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And if you're not familiar, there are there are some ATMs in Merida, Mexico that I have come across that will not, it's not out of order, but the amount of money that you need is not in that machine, right? And the other thing is that you're paying fees, right? So when you go to an ATM, you're paying ATM fees, and it depends on which bank it is. This is what I have seen, but depending on which bank it is, you have to pay a fee. Now imagine if you go to this ATM and you want to pull out 1,006 pesos, right? But they don't have 1,006, or maybe you want to pull out 2,000 pesos and they only have 1,000 pesos. Now you paid a transaction fee and you're not even getting the full amount that you need. So now you got to find another ATM, right? It could be a different bank with a different higher amount or something. And so, yeah, you just have the Effectivo on you, right? This information down here is basically what is it, like an invoice number and things like that. I still scratch it out because why y'all gotta be all nosy? The barcodes, some of the drivers do scan these, scan the barcodes. So when you are having your ticket, if you feel that you need to fold your ticket, I would highly suggest to not fold at the barcode, fold someplace else. Another thing that I do, again, I try not to damage anything. I don't like to fold. I don't like to bend. I don't like to tear, nothing. Okay. So as you will see, this background here, this is actually my passport. My passport goes with me everywhere. I do have pictures of my passport in my phone, but yeah, I'm not playing these games. I know some people say to have photocopies on you, but why? Like, take your freaking passport, because at the end of the day, let's say that you leave your passport in the hotel, right? And somebody breaks into your hotel room and gets your stuff out the safe, right? It's you're leaving yourself open to me. And I'd rather not do that in a foreign space. You know, if I'm at the house and, I'm in the United States and hanging out and my passport isn't on me, that's completely fine. But I kid you not, when I was in the United States and I was leaving to come to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So my form of identification that I use at the airport is my passport. Like I don't flash my driver's license or anything like that. I'm showing my passport. And the very first time I did something, I think I was coming to Mexico, I had put it in the tray that goes through because they're like, nothing, nothing, and blah, blah, take everything out of it. So I put it on the tray. And that lady looked at me and she was just like, is this your passport? And I was like, yes. And she was like, never put your passport down. I was just like, Okay. She was like, yeah, just hold it in your hand. She was like, but never ever put your passport down. You never want to have your passport off of your person. So if she is saying that, I'm just like, okay, let me put my passport up. So yeah, I keep my passport on me. Even when we were in the Bahamas, like my passport is on me. If I know that I'm going to get in the water, then I will put my passport in the safe for that instance. And then when I come back, it's right back on my person. Just minimizing the time that it can be lost or stolen by someone that's out of my control. You know, if it's always on my person, then I'm in complete control. I know exactly when my passport was taken or where it was lost and things like that. So that's just me. I don't want to show pictures. I don't want to show copies. I have heard people that can successfully show copies of their passport, and I've heard of examples where people cannot be successful in showing photocopies of their passport. So again, just to me, at the end of the day, I'm not going to do what somebody else is saying. I'm gonna do what this here passport says. And this passport says that I gotta keep it on my person and not to damage it and all that other jazz and tasks. So that's what I did. Okay. So my destination, we did all this stuff right here, and we got to the bottom, and I let you know that I'm keeping my passport, my ticket, my auto ticket in my passport, so that way it prevents it from being ripped, torn, and lost because I'm not going to lose my passport. So that is that right there. I also want to show you for those who are interested. Give me just a minute, guys, but I want to show you exactly what you are getting onto if you are um, the bus. So for my time, each time that I have gotten onto the bus, it has been the same color. They do have a blue auto bus and I believe a different one, but this is what the auto bus looks like. It is red. The potty room is back here. The potty room, guys, is the bathroom, but it's back here. This is where the driver will get off. This is where you will get on. The driver is here. This is where your suitcase will be stored. So you will come out and you're walking da 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 da, and there's a line. And you first show your ticket to the driver. It just depends, but you'll show your ticket to the driver, and the driver will be like, okay, you did it. And then because he wants to make sure before we put your luggage on this bus, that you even belong on this bus, right? So you got to show your ticket first. And it makes sense to me. So show your ticket first, da, 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 then come over here. There's a man over here. And the man is just like, okay, give me your bag. And so he's going to put this ticket thingy on your suitcase handle, and he's going to give you part of the ticket. And then he's going to take the ticket take your bag and he's going to throw it up under there. Throw it up under there. Try to remember there's this part and there's this part. Try to remember where your bag is, y'all, because when it's time for you to get off the bus, they're going to be like, what, where, when? Your luggage is under here? Where? But if you're like, no, it's under this, it's under this side. Like, don't have this man look over here. You know it's over here. So get over there. But yeah, sometimes this same man will be like, Tipo, Tipo. Remember the word that we saw on the other TIPL? I don't know why he's saying that. I mean, I know why he's saying it, but you know why he's saying it too. Do want a tip. So you can give him a tip if you want to. It is completely up to you. But y'all, if y'all got like bags, like for me, y'all know my bags be heavy as heck. I'm tipping. Okay. Thank you for picking this shit up and putting it out of that bus. So I'll tip and then make sure you have your claim ticket. Your claim ticket, y'all put it someplace. I put mine right there where my passport is usually. And so there you go. And then the bus driver is just like, oh, you're new. And you're not. But yeah, then he looks at your ticket again and he may tell you Asienta um, Vente, which is seat number 20. You know, he's going to just make sure that you know that you're getting on seat 20. And then you get up and there's going to be the numbers up here somewhere, shoot, somewhere but there's going to be numbers on the bus and you'll know which seat you sit at and all that Jasmine task. So there you go. And then when you get off the bus, you've gotten to the airport, it's time for you to get off the bus. Then you're going to go to this man. So the bus is going to be parked, in my experience for Terminal 4, the bus is going to be parked across from the airport, the airport entrance, right? And so when he parks, you're going to get off the bus, you're going to get your luggage, right? By the time you've gotten your luggage and look around, you will see where you need to go. From the back of the bus, you'll still cross across the street. Dun, 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 dun. So we're crossing across the street, and then you're going to see this really wide crosswalk, and then you'll see all these doors and stuff. You're like, ah, that's where I go. So it's not anything big or to be stressed about. And for the most part, because y'all can probably hear the ambulance in the background. Um, for the most part, if you're not sure where you need to go once you get your luggage, you can ask the person that's getting your bag or anybody, like y'all, it doesn't matter if you ask the driver, if you ask this man, if you walk on the sidewalk and you still just like, I don't see these big doors in front of me, like you can just be like, don't, where, where am I going? And they'll point, but like right there. And you're like, oh shoot, I don't even know how I missed it. Oh, I'm so sorry, my bad. Thank you. Which is gracious. But yeah, so there you go. But yeah, I feel like this is a really good explanation. The bus is it's a cool bus ride to me. I don't have issues with it. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, then let me know. So that's my experience. My main things are make sure on the ticket the origin, whatever that origin says, that is where you want to be when the bus takes off. That's the first thing. The second thing is you want to make sure your destination is complete. So when you are ordering your ticket, again, I order my ticket in person, never done it online or through the app, right? I've always done it in person and I'm using all my words, right? Like I don't want you to think that I'm just going to Cancun. I'm going to the Cancun Aeropuerto Southwest Airlines. Just I just need to make sure. Uno boleto, por favor. See, I just want one ticket. One ticket. Don't sign me up for two. Don't sign me up for three. Where am I going? Alta Brisa. Alta Brisa. In Merida. See. Yes. Use all your words because I mean, what if they just put Merida and you going to Centro? I mean, yeah, you can still get off at Alta Brisa, but yeah, just make sure that you're using all your words. But again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, no, I don't have pictures on the inside. I'm going to try to be more mindful about taking pictures on the inside because I don't want nobody coming up to me telling me to not take pictures like that man did at OXO. That hurts my feelings. Like I'm a sensitive being, right? And so I don't like for people to be like, don't take pictures or delete those pictures. So usually when it's something and people may be in the video or something like that, I'm either not going to take pictures or you'll I have a video that I haven't uploaded yet, but there's a person that's coming at me and I purposely turn my camera the complete opposite way so that he is not in my camera view any more than possible. Because I'm not out here trying to put people on camera, but sometimes they walk in my view. So you're not going to see pictures of the auto interior because I am never the first person on the bus, right? So it's not going to happen. So yeah, but the seats are plush. They do have USB chargers, um, USB outlets. I'm sorry. So they have USB outlets. And so if you have a plug for your device, whatever device that you want to listen to, and it has a USB to maybe a C or whatever the other end is, then you can plug in your phone that way. Do not take the one that has the actual prongs, the actual plug, because I believe I've only seen USB outlets on the bus. There is a way for you to recline a little bit. And yeah, headphones, they do have screens for you to watch movies. Sometimes the movies are in Spanish. One time, I believe, so let me say most of the times the movies are in Spanish. I believe one time King Richard was playing and I think it was in English. So I mean just yeah. The driver, from what I recall, every single time is speaking in Spanish, both coming and going. However, if you have a question and your Spanish is limited, you can still ask the driver and he will do his best to answer you. I strongly suggest that you have an app ready and open, especially if you have a question. You know you got a question. So when you know you have a question and you got some broken Spanish or no Spanish, go ahead and have your app open. Go ahead and have the question typed out. So that way, when you approach the driver or whomever you are trying to approach, the question is already there. It is already in Spanish. And then they can point and direct you because at the end of the day, y'all, especially something like this, you're going to the airport. Now, because you got 5,000 questions that you need to ask the driver before you get your tail off the bus, these other people got to get to their terminals. And maybe they are cutting closer to their departure time than you are. You might have, like me, 6 hours to hang out and people watch. They may have a really tight schedule and have 15 minutes. So don't don't come up there with your whole freaking dictionary. Like ask as many questions as you can at the auto station when you are getting your ticket, and then ask a last minute question. Is this my stop? Is this terminal four? Is this terminal four? See, yeah, get your butt off. So, just those things. Be considerate. I'm here. I'm considerate. So and that's enough. Okay. Y'all have a great day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, y'all put in the comment section. Y'all know keep the shenanigans to yourself. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to read it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Okay, talk to y'all later. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, that was so rude. I was in the thing the whole time. Let me do it again. Okay, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, y'all put in the comment section. Keep the shenanigans to yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll chat with y'all later. Bye, y'all.